My name is Claire Mitchell. I'm 26 years old, living in a quiet little town in Ohio, and this is the most painful story of my life. A story I never thought I would share with the world. But today, I'm telling it not just for myself, but for every woman who has ever carried both love and loss inside her heart. And before I begin, let me say this. If you love emotional, true-to-life stories that touch your soul, then please hit that subscribe button right now, because this story will stay with you forever. I still remember the day I found out I was pregnant. It was a chilly morning, and I held that little test in my trembling hands, staring at the two pink lines through tear-filled eyes. I laughed, I cried, and in that moment, I felt the whole world bloom around me. I was going to be a mother. When I told my husband Ethan, his face lit up with pure joy. He hugged me so tightly and whispered, "Claire, we're going to be parents." From that moment, everything changed. We painted the nursery walls a soft yellow, placed tiny stuffed animals on the shelves, and folded baby clothes so small they could fit in my palm. Every heartbeat I heard at the doctor's office felt like music to my soul. I thought my life was perfect. But sometimes, when you least expect it, life steals everything away. It happened on a sunny afternoon. Ethan had asked me to rest at home, but I was stubborn. I thought, it's just a quick trip to the store, what could go wrong? I carried heavy grocery bags, my phone buzzing in my pocket, my mind distracted. And then it happened. My foot slipped on the wet pavement, and I fell hard against the ground. A sharp, stabbing pain shot through my stomach, so strong I could barely breathe. People rushed around me, voices echoing, but all I could think was, "Please God, not my baby, please." Ethan raced to the hospital, his face pale with fear as he held my hand. Doctors worked quickly. Machines beeped loudly. Nurses whispered to one another. I prayed harder than I had ever prayed in my life. But then came the silence, the kind of silence that crushes your soul. The doctor looked at me with heavy eyes and said the words that shattered my world. "Claire, I'm so sorry we couldn't save the baby." My world ended that day. I felt like my heart had been ripped out of my chest. The nursery that once felt magical now felt like a tomb of broken dreams. I sat on the edge of the crib we had built, running my fingers over tiny clothes that would never be worn, and cried until no tears were left. But the worst part wasn't just the loss. It was the guilt. I blamed myself for everything. If only I had listened to Ethan. If only I had rested. If only I hadn't carried those bags or looked at my phone. The accident may have been small, but in my heart, it felt like my carelessness had cost me everything. Ethan tried to comfort me. He wrapped me in his arms and whispered, "It's not your fault, Claire. Please don't blame yourself." But how could I not? I was the mother, and it was my responsibility to protect my baby. Nights became unbearable. I lay awake with one hand on my empty stomach, mourning the heartbeat I would never hear again. Family and friends came with food, flowers, and soft words of comfort, but nothing could heal the wound inside me. I felt like a ghost in my own home, surrounded by the echoes of dreams that had died too soon. And yet, in the middle of the darkness, something shifted. One morning, Ethan took my hand and said, "Claire, our baby may not be here with us, but the love we felt for them is real, and that love will never die." His words broke me all over again, but they also healed me, piece by piece. Slowly, I realized that while my arms were empty, my heart would always carry the little soul I had lost. My baby lived inside me, even if just for a short while, and that love could never be erased. Today, when I walk past the nursery, I don't just see emptiness anymore. I see memories. I see the hope we had, the love we shared, and the strength I found through the pain. Losing my baby was the hardest thing I have ever faced, but it also made me stronger than I ever thought I could be. And to anyone out there who has been through the same pain, please know you are not alone. Your grief is real, your love is eternal, and your baby will always live inside your heart.